He would sit by the window chair, even if I was on the 28th floor. Sometimes, I'd see a shadow moving through the drapes outside. This so-called music industry wherein feels like a demonic entity, sacrificing people's lives and their very essence. The recent arrest of Sean Diddy Combs has revealed a minefield of dark secrets within the entertainment world. A shocking statement from veteran artist Chaka Khan, a prominent figure at Clive Davis's Arista Records for decades, has surprised many fans. Her explosive comments come at a time when more unsettling truths are being uncovered, threatening to bring down some of the industry's biggest names. But why has Chaka Khan chosen to speak out now? Before delving into her eye-opening revelations, we must consider the unfortunate events that prompted her to break her silence. Just when it seemed Diddy's troubles couldn't escalate further, more secrets began to emerge, painting a grim picture with each revelation. The music mogul, already in hot water for allegedly mistreating Cassie, has found himself in the headlines once again, this time facing even more disturbing allegations. In a surprising turn, Chaka Khan, the legendary Queen of Funk, revealed troubling details about Diddy and his longtime mentor, Clive Davis. While many were aware of Diddy's controversies, disrespecting an icon like Chaka Khan did not sit well with fans, some of whom are calling for serious consequences over what allegedly transpired between them. So, what exactly did Diddy do to Chaka Khan, and who was orchestrating it? According to her, Clive Davis supposedly instructed Diddy to intimidate her during one of their infamous gatherings. Her vivid account has fueled further backlash against the bad boy CEO. Diddy's reputation has been under scrutiny for years, but this latest allegation has led fans to demand apologies from both him and Davis. As expected, Diddy remains silent, letting the storm swirl around him. Diddy and Clive Davis's relationship began in the early 1990s after Diddy left Uptown Records, eager to create something uniquely his own, which led to the founding of Bad Boy Records. Clive Davis, a visionary who recognized the rising influence of hip-hop, saw potential in Diddy's ambition and provided the financial backing needed to launch Bad Boy Records. Davis's support went beyond finances. He believed hip-hop was on the verge of a mainstream breakthrough and viewed Diddy as someone who could spearhead this cultural shift. Their relationship developed over time into a close friendship, with Davis mentoring Diddy as he navigated the tumultuous music industry. Diddy has often credited Davis for playing a pivotal role in his success, attributing much of his rise to the support and advice he received. However, their professional relationship has not been without controversy. Rumors have circulated, with Suge Knight recently claiming that Jimmy Iovine suggested that Diddy and Davis shared a romantic relationship. Despite these claims, the influence of their partnership on the music industry remains significant, marking a key chapter in the rise of hip-hop as a dominant cultural force. There are allegations that when Diddy sought Davis's support to launch Bad Boy Records, he engaged in compromising acts with Davis. This relationship has largely remained hidden, as Diddy recognizes that coming out in the hip-hop industry could provoke severe backlash. In contrast, Davis made headlines in 2013 by publicly coming out as bisexual in his memoir, The Soundtrack of My Life, where he recounted his first same-sex encounter in the 1970s after 2 marriages to women. He has spoken openly about being in a committed relationship with a man for 7 years and reflected on other significant same-sex relationships over the last 2 decades. Given his openness, fans and industry insiders have speculated whether Diddy might be one of the partners Davis referred to. Diddy's troubles intensified when he unexpectedly posted a public apology on Instagram for mistreating Cassie Ventura. This apology followed the release of a troubling 2-minute video capturing an incident between them, in which Cassie is seen fleeing a hotel room and anxiously awaiting an elevator, only for Diddy to appear moments later wrapped in a towel and allegedly attacking her. At one point, he can be seen throwing an object as she tries to escape, leaving fans disturbed, outraged, and calling for his arrest after facing backlash. Diddy shared a heartfelt apology on Instagram. He acknowledged his actions without trying to justify them, stating, "It's difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life." He admitted to hitting rock bottom, saying, "I make no excuses, my behavior in that video is inexcusable, and I take full responsibility." He explained that the incident prompted him to seek professional help, including therapy and rehab, as part of his personal growth journey. "I had to ask for mercy and grace," he said. "I'm truly sorry and committed to becoming a better man each day. I'm not asking for forgiveness, I'm just sorry." While some fans appreciated his honesty, others felt it fell short, leaving Diddy to contend with public opinion. His apology video generated mixed reactions. Some fans criticized him for his actions towards a woman, claiming his remorse was insincere and only a reaction to being caught on camera. Conversely, others believed his apology could be genuine and that he deserved a chance at redemption. However, the comment that truly ignited social media came from Indira Khan, Chaka Khan's daughter. In a striking remark, she recounted a disturbing incident in which Diddy allegedly confronted her mother at a public event. She claimed he got aggressively close to Chaka, yelling and causing a scene. When her 19-year-old brother intervened, Diddy's bodyguard allegedly attacked him. Indira did not hold back her feelings, expressing satisfaction over Diddy's current troubles. "I'm glad this is happening to you," she wrote. "You disrespected my mother, yelling and screaming like a lunatic, and when my little brother tried to help, your security jumped him. These may be your dark days, but I'm singing and dancing watching your downfall." This blunt comment left fans divided. Some supported her, while others were shocked by the intense history between Diddy and Chaka Khan's family. Diddy has remained silent on Indira Khan's explosive comments, but given his recent controversies, many believe her allegations hold significant weight. While the specifics of the alleged altercation between Diddy and Chaka Khan remain unclear, fans suspect it dates back to 2012, following Chaka's public criticism of Diddy's mentor, Clive Davis. That year, Chaka voiced her disapproval after Davis hosted a pre-planned party just hours after Whitney Houston's passing, at the same hotel where Whitney had died, merely a few floors above. Chaka found it incomprehensible that someone like Davis would celebrate while mourning the loss of a close friend. Chaka openly criticized Davis for his insensitivity, questioning how he could overlook the emotional impact on Whitney's family, friends, and fans. She labeled his decision to continue the annual party after Whitney's death as complete insanity. "Knowing Whitney, I don't think she would have wanted the show to go on," she said. "She would have said, 'Stop everything, I'm not going to be there.'" Chaka struggled to understand how anyone could hold a celebration in the same building where someone who had greatly influenced them had just died. Initially, Khan had intended to attend the party but felt too shaken to go after learning of Houston's passing upon arriving in Los Angeles. She also criticized those who had kept Whitney in the city alone for an entire week before her Grammy performance, highlighting the toll such isolation can take on someone battling addiction. Reflecting on her own experiences, Chaka noted that she typically arrived just before or even on the day of her performances to minimize idle time alone. Khan shared her experiences with addiction and the steps she took to remain focused, noting that as a former addict herself, she understands how easily temptation can arise, especially in a city like Los Angeles. She stressed that whenever she had performances or events in such places, she made it a point to arrive only the night before or on the day of the performance. Khan firmly believed that Whitney Houston should never have been left alone in Los Angeles for an entire week leading up to her Grammy event without support. She openly criticized Whitney's handlers, particularly Clive Davis, for not taking necessary precautions. Khan argued that those who arranged Whitney's performance at a party should have ensured she had someone present to shield her from negative influences, attributing responsibility to those who planned Whitney's schedule for not safeguarding her during a vulnerable time. Her comments ignited significant backlash against Davis, the founder of Arista Records, with fans speculating that he displayed a disturbing indifference, even as Houston's body was being taken from the hotel. Many questioned whether Davis had recognized the warning signs that could have prevented Whitney's tragic fate, pointing fingers at the industry culture that left artists like her unprotected. Davis faced a social media uproar, with fans accusing him of exploiting Whitney in her last days. Some even suggested that her untimely death might have been orchestrated, alleging that Davis and others might have seen her passing as a perverse opportunity to recover financial losses. A few years before, Houston had reportedly faced financial struggles, relying on small donations from friends and family, prompting questions about how a star of her stature could find herself in such dire straits and where her wealth had gone. Sources claimed that some in the industry viewed her more as a liability than an asset, speculating that her death would generate public sympathy, leading to a spike in album sales. This theory suggested that her legacy could be turned into a lucrative venture, helping her record label recoup the expenses of her career. They pointed to the case of Michael Jackson, whose struggles in his final years, marked by declining album sales and health issues, did not prevent a surge in his music's popularity after his death in 2009, which resulted in significant revenue for those managing his estate. It was believed that Davis and his associates learned from Jackson's situation, devising a strategy to ensure Whitney Houston's legacy would be profitable posthumously, while avoiding direct implication. Instead of attributing her death to a heart condition, they supposedly orchestrated a scenario resembling an accidental drowning, which raised little suspicion about their motives. This theory was further supported by a private investigator named Paul, a former police officer, who conducted his own investigation into Houston's death. Paul disputed the official coroner's report, asserting that Houston had been targeted by enforcers linked to high-profile figures to whom she owed money. He claimed that two men entered her suite with the intention of intimidating her, leading to a fatal turn of events, and pointed out signs of struggle on her body. Additionally, Paul noted that the water in which Whitney was found was still hot when paramedics arrived, suggesting it had been much hotter at the time of her death. He theorized that she was likely pushed into the scalding water, arguing that no one would willingly enter such temperatures, regardless of their condition. While fans found his analysis credible, many believed that Clive Davis, rather than faceless enforcers, was responsible. The timing of Davis's party, occurring just as Whitney's life ended, intensified suspicions about his involvement, particularly given his name had become embroiled in the scandal. Fans speculated that Davis may have felt compelled to silence critics, especially Chaka Khan, who had publicly condemned him. Chaka Khan's outspoken nature has raised concerns, particularly her inclination to hold grudges instead of letting things go. Reports suggest that she confided her grievances to her protégé, Diddy, instructing him to teach a lesson to someone, which escalated into a confrontation where Diddy reportedly disrespected Khan in front of others, disregarding her legacy and status. Observers expressed relief that witnesses were present, as many feared she could have faced the same treatment seen in the viral Cassie video if left alone with him. Fans were grateful that Khan's 19-year-old son and daughter stood by her during this tense encounter, shielding her from Diddy's outburst. This incident likely influenced INA's recent remarks, where she expressed satisfaction over Diddy's current troubles, viewing them as a form of justice for her mother's treatment. Many now hope that Clive Davis, Diddy's mentor, will also face repercussions, as he has long faced criticism for allegedly mistreating some of his notable artists. The dark side of Diddy and Clive Davis's practices has been exposed, with some believing that Diddy's methods were directly inherited from his mentor. For instance, Phyllis Hyman was a prominent figure in the 1970s and 1980s, captivating audiences with her powerful voice and stage presence. She rose to fame as the leading artist at Buddha Records, before it was acquired by Clive Davis's Arista Records. Davis recognized Hyman's potential and sought to elevate her profile on both national and international stages. However, many fans felt that his influence came at a significant cost, as he often left artists feeling disillusioned or exploited, especially those who resisted his vision. Davis had ambitious plans for Phyllis Hyman, but they conflicted with her artistic integrity. He pressured her to abandon her roots in R&B and soul for a pop sound, which she viewed as a compromise of her identity as a black artist. For Hyman, changing genres would mean distancing herself from the community she represented, a step she was unwilling to take. Davis's demands didn't stop there. He also suggested a complete image overhaul, advising Hyman to discard her signature hats, go blonde, and adopt a more revealing wardrobe. These suggestions further escalated tensions between them, leading to several heated disagreements. The tipping point came when Hyman decided to audition for the Broadway production, Sophisticated Ladies. Davis viewed this as a distraction from her singing career and strongly opposed it. Nevertheless, Hyman, who had enjoyed creative freedom at Buddha Records, persevered and successfully auditioned for the role, ultimately earning acclaim and a Tony Award nomination that solidified her legacy on stage. Despite Hyman's triumph in Sophisticated Ladies, her success only heightened Davis's frustrations. Unwilling to conform to his commercial pop vision, Hyman found herself sidelined as Davis redirected his support to other Arista artists, including the emerging Whitney Houston, while her albums received minimal promotion and her visibility in the music industry diminished.